Okay, guys. Alright, guys, let's address the elephant in the room. Obviously, why did I choose the Daiwa Saltiga over the Stella SW? And I know a lot of you guys probably came here to watch the video because you guys are, choosing between the two or wanted to justify your purchase for buying one over the other one. Honestly, 2 years ago when I was looking to invest into a flagship reel, I needed a bulletproof reel, and I needed a waterproof reel, and I needed a reel that uh, felt good in the hands and was aesthetically pleasing. Both the Shimano Stella SW and the Daiwa Saltiga at the time, they were neck and neck for me. I mean, I could have gone either way. Ultimately, though, I end up going with the Daiwa Saltiga because I actually really liked it right out of the box. It was really smooth, and it felt good. Both reels felt like tanks, but I ended up going with the Daiwa, and nothing against Shimano. All my friends have the Shimano Stella SW. My brother Kong has a Stella FE. My younger brother has a Stella, and they're all super nice. And like I said, I went with a Saltiga 2 years later, and I'm honestly still really happy with it. So that's my reasons why I went with the Saltiga. Price wise, they're both around the same. You're looking at $800 to $1,000+ depending on the model. So I won't get too technical into this review, sort of. If you guys want actual technical information about the reel, head over to Daiwa.com. They have the manual. I believe you can download and read through all that stuff. Another good resource is Analhawk.com. That dude knows his shit. He breaks down a reel and he goes in depth and does awesome reviews. And he actually did 2 reviews on this Daiwa Saltiga. I believe he did one on the Expedition and just the regular Saltiga, which is this one. So head over there if you want that information. I'm just gonna cover more of on the lines of why I bought this reel, what I use it for, and what it can do, and that's basically it. So 2 years ago, at the beginning of the year, actually I fish year round. But I remember one winter I wore out a Quantum PT50 lightweight spinning reel. It was the comparable size to this one here. One day I think I had burn nested one of my spinning reels, my long cast surf reel, and my only other backup reel I had was a Quantum PT50, and I had 20-pound braid on it, which is what I use anyways. So I slapped that on my surf rod and I was fishing with it all day. I ended up really liking a smaller reel on my surf rod. It was light and I was able to fish all day without, you know, uh, wearing myself out. I did a 14-hour shift that day. We went to Sooner and we did a day trip out at Sooner. Came back and my shoulder was not hurting. It wasn't sore or anything. So right there, I knew, oh man, I need to downgrade to like a smaller reel. Needless to say, that reel that I was using did not last long and it fell apart basically. Uh, so I was in the market for, another reel. I wanted to keep this small and light, but yet strong. I was looking at $300-$400 reels, from the Shimano Twin Power to the Stella SW. I was looking at the Daiwa Saltiga. I was also looking at obviously the Saltiga, and oh man, just holding these reels in your hand and how smooth they are. Ultimately, I bought the Saltiga and paired up with my surf rod. I also paired up with a 8-foot inshore rod that I have, and this size, the 4,000 size, is in my opinion probably the most perfect size to handle both. I probably wouldn't go over a 10-6 surf rod. I use this reel for plugging topwater, and I don't really jig too much with it. I do, but if I do decide to jig, I'll go over to the bigger reel because that's just more stress on the gears inside of the reel. But for plugging topwater, throwing up to 3.5 ounce, I think this reel does fine on a 10-6 rod, and it casts really well. With 20-pound test, I could easily cast over 130 yards on a 2 ounce topwater lure or a 2 ounce jig head. So it casts really well. You're probably wondering, does MagSeal really work? And to me, it does. It's really, really awesome. I say that because when I was looking at the Stella SW and when I was looking at the Saltiga right out of the box, to me the Saltiga was smoother, way smoother. And just knowing that my reel was basically waterproof, even though I don't like dunk my reels or anything like that in salt water or fresh water, really. You never know, because what actually happened was I bought this reel. I think it was like the third trip out. I actually lost this reel. It fell to the bottom of one of the rivers that we fish around here. It was probably like 8 to 9 foot deep, and it took me like 30 to 40 minutes before I was able to recover my reel. And that was my first Daiwa Saltiga, and I literally fished that reel without doing anything cleaning or anything like that for a year, and it performed flawlessly. So that I really liked. So alright, so not gonna do unboxing. Obviously, I've fished this reel for more than for almost a year now, so it is scratched up and stuff. So, but this is what you get in the box. You get a pouch. You get a line retention elastic thing here, this thing, and you get your reel and handle. This is what the box actually looks like, if you guys are wondering. Comes with your manual and a little spacers, shims for your spool, which I didn't even need. It spooled just fine. So selling point on this reel, like I said, I won't go too technical, but this reel, the Daiwa BJ 4000 SH model, is not actually for sale here in the United States. I bought this one online and it was shipped to me from Japan. Here in the United States, we have the slower gear ratio version of the 4000, and then we do have a 3500, which is the high speed, but they don't offer the 4000 high speed here. I'm not sure why, but hopefully in the future they will. This fishing reel features a 6:2 to 1 gear ratio, which, like I said, I like the high speed. weighs in at right under a pound, so it's really light and it's super solid, and that's why I really like it. Obviously, it's got the mag sealed body and rotor, and it's got a mag seal roller bearing here. Obviously, you guys can't really even see that, but it's mag seal. It's got the stainless tube air bell system. It's got their what is it called? Zion carbon rotor, and it's got a like a clear finish to it, but I like that it's exposed and you can actually see the carbon material, which aesthetically I think it looks really good. This rotor just looks really nice too. Uh, the handle comes with a power knob, and for sure I believe there's two bearings under here, under the handle. I'm not 100% sure if they're maxi or not though, but check this out. This knob is so smooth. And like I said, I've been fishing this reel for a year. It's done multiple trips out. It's gone to Cape Cod and back. This is my primary reel I was using out there, and I have not cleaned it. Let's see how long that spins. Yeah, so it's pretty smooth, guys. Besides that, I mean, monocoque design on the body, does it make the fishing reel that much stronger? I'm not sure, honestly. I feel like this Saltiga design was super solid already. The main difference is this one's got side plates that screw in with screws. This one's got side plates that literally screws in itself, and it's supposed to help stiffen up the frame even more. So theoretically, yeah, that's should be stronger, but I felt like this one is just as strong. So another thing for me that I really liked that I didn't think too much about was the drag system on these Saltigas. Um, the ATD drag system to me is almost a game changer when I finally actually got to experience it. And you won't really understand until you actually use it. Like a lot of the reels that I've had in the past, yeah, their drag system was really nice and smooth, but this one's the ATD on this thing is really good. It's when you crank it down tight, it's still super smooth and it's not sticky at all. I mean, when I was up at Cape Cod fishing for those bigger stripers, dude, like you could feel the difference. It was smooth. The line coming off of your spool was really smooth coming off. It's just less of a chance for the fish to throw or bend the hook, and it it makes a big difference. Let's see. It's got their titanium coated lip here, titanium nitride coated lip, and it's supposed to be like super hard. I don't know if you guys can see that right here. Shimano has their own version of it. Does it work? Yeah. I mean, it's not nicked up or anything, but I do try to keep my reels in really good condition. This one's got a nick right here. Oh, sad. But it's alright. So let's address the warranty and let's address service if you need to send this thing in. Warranty wise, I believe this thing only has a 1 year warranty compared to a Daiwa's 5 year warranty. I mean, Shimano's 5 year warranty. So the Stella SW does have a better warranty. So that's one point to the Stella. That's one thing I really like about the Stella. This thing comes with a 1 year warranty. I've used it for almost a year. I have no issues with it yet. I did send my last one back for service, and the turnaround time was 2 weeks from the time I dropped it off to when I got it back. So it was exactly 2 weeks, and I was pretty happy with it. I've heard stories on the web of people shipping off the reels, and it'll take weeks and months to even get the reels back. I've only shipped it out one time, and I'm about to do this one probably here in the next couple months. Hopefully, it's the same story again, where it was just 2 week turnaround to get a service. Um, important Something that's important. If you go on the website, they actually have different service sites that you have to pay attention to. I believe it's blue. They're color coded, and for the mag sealed certified, I guess, shops that could repair or service your reels, yeah, it has to be. It has to have the blue label on it. So go on Daiwa.com. You can search which one here in the states is certified to do work on mag seal reels. So let's go the pros and cons. To me, one of the pros obviously is that it's waterproof. Dropped this reel, not this one, my first reel, into a river and was able to get it back and use it for a whole year without having any issues. That is a big plus for me. And if it was any other reel that was like in the $200 to $300 price range, pretty sure I would have had issues. Um, it's built like a tank. It's solid. There's like barely any play, if any play. So it's really nicely built. Quality. The finish on it is really good. I got like small pink chips on the the shoe of the reel. Besides that, I mean, it's held up nicely. This one I got used. I actually traded my other Saltiga for. It's got like a little pink chip here and a little pink chip here. But overall, for an older reel, still so smooth, and haven't had any issues with it. I've fished this reel 3 times already, so it's been pretty good too. Quick comparison, size wise. This is a 5,000 size Daiwa Saltiga. This is a 4,000 size Daiwa Saltiga. So when you go from a 4,000 to a 5,000, the body themselves is bigger. The whole reel is bigger. When you go from like a 3,500 to a 4,000, the only thing that changes that I've seen is just the spool. They just give it a bigger spool when you get the 4,000. So yeah. I'm not really going to talk about line capacity because, I mainly use braid and whatever capacity they have listed on the box and on the reel is not accurate. So it just depends on braid size and brand. I mean, they're all different sizes. So one of the things I do like about higher end reels is the screw on handles. So you basically screw on the handle. I have a crazy story about that too. I love screw on handles, but one time I was fishing at night with my other Saltiga, and I don't know what happened, but I went to set the hook, and I must have not had my handle on tight enough. And I think it was at an angle. It was probably at this angle where I set the hook on the fish, and that motion, that inertia, caused my handle to like freaking pop off. It literally spun itself off in the dark in the rocks. And I went to go grab it and it was gone. And I was like, what the heck? I had a flashlight and I was able to retrieve it and get it back, but I never had that happen to me before, and that never happened again. I don't know if I was in a rush and I didn't tighten it down. Like, look, it's tight. And I barely even put any force on that. It's tight. It's not. It shouldn't pop off, but it did at one time. I just want to throw it in there. So yeah, but I love screw-on handles. I hate this handles that has the nut on the other end. They always end up, getting loose and just a waste of time. So same with this handle. It screws on. It's tank tight, nice and solid. Right, so let's talk about the cons. And before we do that, don't mind my finger painted nails. My daughter just came through. But first off, only thing I don't really like about this reel is I wish they'd include a line clip. And as you guys can see, it just comes with this elastic band that keeps your line together. But when this is on the reel, I mean on the rod, and you're not putting it back in the pouch when you're transporting, and I always somehow end up losing this or misplacing it. You don't really have any way to retain your line. So just kind of nitpicking again, but it's just one of those things where it was only a couple cents to probably put on a clip, and this is a pretty expensive reel to not have that. Again, the old school one did not have that either. Another con that can be a pro, just depends on the person, is the price of these reels. This is the new Saltiga, and they've actually came down in price. I got this one for, I think it was like $650. But I've seen them go as low as like $575. So it's depends on the person, and if you want to spend that much on a reel. Me personally, I did. Super happy with it. But that could be seen as a con. So yeah, the price. So another con I see as a con is the service. While it is good, my first service was, the turnaround time was 2 weeks, and everything came back good. The only thing that was, to me, it was kind of sketchy was I sent them my reel. There's really no way to track it. I mean, all I had was my tracking number that said I shipped it to Daiwa, and then 2 weeks later it got shipped back to me serviced. Yeah, it was pretty fast. Pretty happy about that, but I mean, I just wanted to be able to see the status of my reel. I mean, I guess I could have called them, but if they were just like set up like maybe a confirmation number where I could just go and look at the status of what they're doing to my reel, that would give me a better peace of mind. Last con, warranty. For such an expensive reel, I believe the warranty is just a year, and I feel like that's not on par, or should not be standard for such an expensive reel. That's $500 $600 of your hard earned cash, and even up to 1,000 for these other ones. And if it's just a year warranty, then I felt like you're getting a short stick on the deal. But besides that, I've had this reel for, I've used Saltigas for 2.5 years now, and I have no complaints. They all perform great. They're all built like tanks. The big ones, the small ones, they're solid. All of them are smooth. And yeah. All right, so if you don't have $600 to $1,000 to throw on into a reel, and you have to fall back into that $300 range, I think that the Daiwa Saltiga HD, yeah, it has to be the HD model, is a pretty good alternative to the Saltiga BJ. So let's compare. I say that because if you look at these two reels, they're very similar. Like, very similar. They basically share the same body, both made of aluminum. And on the forearms, some guy actually went and printed out the parts looked at all the parts, and these two, I believe, share up to, I think it was like 90% of the same parts. Uh, this one missing, I believe, two bearings underneath the spool, and comes with a T-handle that doesn't have a bearing. This one I replaced to a power knob, and it has one bearing there in here, but it's not as smooth as that one right there. But still smooth enough. Pretty happy with it. The main difference between the two, all right, is the drive gear. The Saltiga has a brass digicut digicut gear, and this one has aluminum digicut gear. Do I feel a difference between the two? Not really, but that brass gives you more confidence. But for a under $300 reel, it's MSRP at 500 though for this reel. But street price, I'm talking about street price here. You can get it for around 260, 230 on eBay, and it's a wicked good deal if you ask me. Performance wise, they have been performing about the same. I mean, pretty nice. And this reel, you know, itself is a really, really, really beautiful reel aesthetically. Actually, like this look over my BJ, believe it or not. It's the machining. It's got the carbon rotor. It's got the stainless tubeless bail arm. Um, it looks really, really well. Like no play, just like the Saltiga. So for half the price of the Saltiga, here's another option for you guys. So yeah, that's my review of the Daiwa Saltiga BJ. I love this reel. I use it for everything. It's my go-to for my surf rod and my smaller inshore rods. So hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'll leave you guys with some awesome footage.
There we got him in, man. This is a small keeper. Good, good. These are keeper. Yeah. Oh, my buddy's got one too. Hey, so I'll give you the camera.
Go get you too. Oh, okay, go ahead.
I'm trying to catch one too. So.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, go on. Very nice. Come on, you can do it. You still got it? Yep. You can roll. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, log that. Yo. Oh. You? Who? Right there, right there, right there. Oh, that's you? You on? Oh. Oh, I got hit, got hit. Oh. Who's that? Hey, good job, I got. Right there, right there. Tốt tớ gì? Chết rồi.
Sao tụi nó mất xài à? Con rùa cho.
Man, it's crazy man right now, guys.
Okay. No release, boss. Release. Here. Let it roll, dude.
Huh?
Just let it roll.
There you go. Get the legs going. Get the legs going. Huh? 520. Oh, it's like fucking 3 or 4 fish.